Hello, everyone, welcome back to the channel. Tactical Minds, please subscribe and like my videos, because today we are going to dive deep into one of the most shocking and bold events that has caught the attention of the entire world, the Crimean Bridge incident. This bridge, also known as the Kerch Bridge, has always stood as a symbol of Russian control over the Crimean Peninsula, connecting mainland Russia with Crimea. But now, with flames engulfing its structure and damage being reported, the world is asking, what exactly happened, how did this attack unfold, and what does it mean for the ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia? This is not just an analysis of a single event, but a comprehensive breakdown of every element connected to it, including its exterior structure, its interior build, its operational performance before and after the attack, the safety measures that failed or worked, its unique importance in the war, the estimated price of damage, and finally, what the future holds after this daring strike. From the outside, the Crimean Bridge has always been a massive infrastructure marvel. Stretching over 19 kilometers across the Kerch Strait, it was constructed with a double-deck design, one for vehicles and one for rail transport. The exterior of the bridge was fortified with steel arches rising like a symbolic gateway between Russia and Crimea. Its modern engineering was meant to withstand heavy cargo, extreme weather, and even moderate military threats. Before the attack, the bridge was often portrayed as an untouchable asset, with Russia investing heavily in surveillance systems, barriers, and patrols to secure its perimeter. The recent flames and structural damage now show cracks in this once seemingly invincible facade. Video footage circulating online shows intense fires, smoke rising high, and sections appearing damaged or disrupted. The exterior now tells a story of vulnerability, a reminder that no matter how strong a structure seems, it can still become a target in modern warfare. Moving deeper into its interior, the Crimean Bridge was designed with a complex network of steel reinforcement, concrete supports, and high-capacity railway systems. Inside, it was not just a simple roadway, it was a living artery carrying fuel, goods, military supplies, and civilian traffic between Crimea and Russia. Its foundations were drilled deep into the seabed, designed to resist shifting waters and possible sabotage. The rail line was heavily utilized for transporting military hardware, especially after the full-scale invasion of Ukraine began in 2022. This interior section also had embedded power supply systems, lighting networks, emergency passageways, and structural monitoring sensors. These sensors were meant to detect stress, heat changes, and potential sabotage attempts, but recent events raise serious questions about how effective these measures were or whether the attack was far more sophisticated than anticipated. The internal design allowed trains loaded with tanks, ammunition, and fuel to pass smoothly, but now those very elements may have contributed to the intensity of the blaze. Explosions reported suggest either a direct strike or sabotage that triggered secondary detonations inside the railway section. The interior, once considered the lifeline of Russian logistics in the south, now lies partially crippled, creating a logistical nightmare for supply chains feeding the southern front in Ukraine. When it comes to performance, before the incident, the bridge was operating at near full capacity, handling thousands of vehicles daily and dozens of trains carrying everything from grain to armored vehicles. It performed not just as a civilian infrastructure, but as a military lifeline. Russia relied on it heavily after Ukrainian forces advanced in the south, especially as alternative routes were longer and more vulnerable. The performance was seen as stable, reliable, and heavily monitored. However, this attack has significantly reduced that performance. Traffic has been halted or restricted, inspections have increased, and railway services have been disrupted. Performance now is more about damage control rather than smooth operations. Russian authorities have claimed partial restoration, but the long-term damage will likely require months of repairs, causing a ripple effect on military operations, civilian supply lines, and economic stability in Crimea. Regarding safety features, the bridge was equipped with a variety of systems meant to ensure its integrity. Anti-sabotage nets, security checkpoints, surveillance drones, and even underwater patrols were reportedly used to guard it. The structure itself was built to resist earthquakes up to certain magnitudes and storms that often sweep across the Kerch Strait. There were emergency lanes, evacuation procedures, and fire suppression systems installed along its length. But, as this event has shown, these safety features were either bypassed or overwhelmed. If the explosion originated from within a train carrying fuel or explosives, the safety systems might have been rendered useless due to the sheer magnitude of the blast. If it was a missile or drone strike, the failure could lie in detection and interception. This incident may trigger a complete overhaul of security measures, with Russia likely to add more anti-air and anti-drone defenses around such critical infrastructure in the future. The unique selling points of the Crimean Bridge before it became a target were both symbolic and strategic. Symbolically, it was the physical manifestation of Russia's claim over Crimea, a way to show permanence and control. Strategically, it reduced transportation costs, provided direct supply routes, and served as a major artery for both civilians and the military. It was the longest bridge in Europe, a feat of engineering often showcased in Russian media as a national achievement. After the attack, its uniqueness has taken a darker turn. It is now a symbol of vulnerability, a reminder that even the most guarded assets are within reach of modern warfare. For Ukraine, striking it represents not only a tactical blow, but also a psychological one, shaking the image of Russian dominance in the region. As for the price, early estimates suggest the damage could run into hundreds of millions of dollars. The original construction cost was reported to be over $7 billion USD, and each day of halted traffic costs millions more in lost trade and disrupted logistics. The price is not only in monetary terms but also in strategic value. Russia may need to divert significant resources, including manpower, engineering teams, and military escorts, to restore and protect the bridge. The indirect price includes the slowing down of troop movements, delays in fuel deliveries, and a potential boost to Ukrainian morale. In conclusion, the Crimean Bridge in flames marks one of the boldest moves yet by Ukraine, or at least forces supporting Ukraine's strategic objectives. It shows that no infrastructure, no matter how fortified or celebrated, is truly safe in a high-intensity modern conflict. For Russia, this is a wake-up call about the limits of its security guarantees and the vulnerability of its supply chains. For Ukraine, it is a demonstration of reach and persistence. The coming weeks will reveal whether this was a one-time blow or the beginning of sustained pressure on key logistical nodes. The exterior now bears the scars of war. The interior may require massive reconstruction. The performance is disrupted. The safety features have been tested to their limits, and the unique selling points have transformed from pride to pressure points. The world will watch how this story unfolds, because this bridge is more than just steel and concrete. It is a symbol, a battlefield, and a turning point.